Hey, what's up guys, I'm Styler, and in this video I'm going to review the M-Horse Pure 1 in blue. If you're interested in this phone, remember to check the video description for more info and a link. So without any further ado, let's start the video. The M-Horse Pure 1 is currently one of the cheapest phones out with a 5.7 inch 18:9 LCD IPS display. It has a big non-removable 4380 mAh battery and nice features like a rear fingerprint sensor, off-screen gestures and pretty solid build quality. With the phone you get all the usual stuff, like a standard wall charger with 5V 1.5 amp, a normal micro USB cable, so here no USB Type-C, one tempered hard screen protector for the front, a thick clear soft case, SIM tray pin, and last a standard quick start guide with multi-language. So we have the MediaTek MTK 6737, which is a quad-core CPU clocked at 1.3 GHz, a non-removable 4380 mAh battery. We also have 3 GB of RAM and 32 GB of internal storage. Out of this internal storage we have around 23 GB left, but you also have the option to install a micro SD card, which then will take up one of the SIM slots. The back of the phone looks great, especially in this blue color. But it is just made of hard plastic, so there's a high risk that it will get scratched over time. But fortunately there is a thick silicone case included with the phone that will help you to keep it free of any scratches. In the top we have a dual LED flash, which is average strong, a dual rear camera setup with 8 megapixel, which is supported by a secondary 2 megapixel sensor. On the front top we have the ear speaker, light and proximity sensor, but no kind of notification LED. It also features dual front cameras with SLR effect and face beauty mode. The 18:9 display is on 5.7 inch with the resolution of 1440 by 720 pixels. The quality of the front camera is okay and even supports zoom and face detection. In good light it can shoot pictures with good detail and sharpness. In low light it still managed to capture pictures with okay detail, which is rarely seen on cheap budget phones, so that did surprise me a bit. While the dual camera setup is a pure gimmick and it just creates a software generated blur effect around the focus. The display is on 5.7 inch and has a resolution of 1440 by 720, also known as HD+. Even though it's not full HD, the screen still looks quite good, and with normal usage you won't be able to see any pixels, but in the sides we do have some rather big bezels. Sharpness and display colors look nice, and the viewing angles are good with no back bleeding. Regarding the screen sensitivity, I haven't experienced any ghost touches or problems. The touch panel is smooth and can register up to 5 touches at the same time. In the settings we find mirror vision for the display, and you can customize the buttons or swap the on-screen back and recent buttons. In Smart Wake you find double tap to wake and off-screen gestures, and it also has 3-point screenshot, flip to silent and smart answer call when you pick up the phone to your ear. And last, in About Phone, you here see the build number, Android version, and that it has support for OTA wireless updates, where I so far already got one update. The rear fingerprint sensor works fine, and it's placed on the side just like on the Samsung Galaxy S8, but just like on most cheaper phones it is not the fastest to wake and unlock. It takes like a second to turn on. However, it works nearly every time and it can be used daily with no issues. We also find a 3.5mm headphone jack that provides average quality with nice volume and good bass, and something we don't see on all phones today, so that's a plus. The phone weighs 205 grams and it's 9.8mm thick, so it's not the lightest or slimmest, but the metal frame feels like good quality. The power button and the volume keys are placed on the left side and also made of metal. In the bottom we notice some antenna lines. We find a single speaker, a microphone and a micro USB charging port. The speaker sounds a bit tiny, but that's very normal on a budget phone like this.
Realize there must be more to life.
The phone supports USB on the go. While it is kind of missing fast charging, the included wall charger is only on 5V 1.5 amp, and I was only able to charge 20% in 30 minutes, so it's kind of slow to charge, and a full charge will take about 2.5 hours. The big built-in non-removable 4380 mAh battery does a good job, and it is possible to use this phone medium for 1 day or light for around 2 days. The screen on time was on 7 to 8 hours with mixed usage and medium screen brightness. So if the battery life is important for you and you don't care so much about the thickness, then this phone is a good choice. Officially, the phone has totally 4 cameras, 2 on the front and 2 on the back. When I say officially, I mean that is what the manufacturer says, but the secondary camera on the rear and front could in fact just be fake, but I have no real way to prove that. The camera quality can't compete with what you may have seen from more expensive flagships for this price range, however, that's okay. And still, it's actually managed to do a pretty good job. I must admit that I didn't really expect anything from the camera, but I was later pleasantly surprised because pictures often turn out sharp and have a good amount of detail, better than I was expecting. And looks even better than on some other more expensive devices I lately have tested. The dual camera setup, however, is just pure marketing and a gimmick. Just like most other dual camera China phones under $250, it only creates a circle around the focus point and blurs everything outside of it. If you overdo it, it will look strange and fake, but if you only add a little bit of blur to the background, it is possible to make some okay pictures. Regarding the GPS, it works okay and has support for cloners. It is average, the lock and fix is fast, and the signal reception and accuracy is acceptable. As for the sensors, it only features the 3 most important ones, like proximity sensor, light sensor and accelerometer. So it is missing a gyroscope sensor and compass, which means it will not work with Google VR Cardboard and 360 YouTube videos. Moving on to the performance. The CPU used in this phone is a budget chip, so the score is kind of low, and in Antutu it scores close to 34,500, which is very normal for a MTK 6737. 3D games like Asphalt 8 runs okay, even in high settings, but do have some few frame drops here and there. It is far from perfect, but still it was fully playable. And regarding heating, it does get pretty warm after a longer time of use, but still nothing you need to be concerned about, as it still runs stable. The phone is using Android 7, multitasking is good, but does need to reload sometimes. And the launcher is very close to stock Android. It only comes out of the box with the Google apps pre-installed, so free of any kind of bloatware. The network connectivity is fine on this phone, and it can connect to 3G, 4G and Low LTE, but is missing dual slot 3G functionality. And of course we also have support for LTE band 20 and good dual band Wi-Fi with support for 2.4 and 5 GHz. With the latest YouTube app you can play videos in 720p at 60 frames per second and also zoom in all normal videos, so you can use that full 18:9 display. Now to my final conclusion. The MHorse Pure 1 is not perfect, but considering the price, it is actually quite nice and offers amazing value. If you can live with the thickness, then you get a cheap device with HD Plus display, good optimized performance, reliable fingerprint sensor, nice camera quality and good battery life. If I didn't have any other options, I could easily use this phone as daily driver with no problems. Bottom line is that for the price you can't really complain. You get a solid and good smartphone with many nice features. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. Drop a like if you enjoyed the video and subscribe for more. Thank you for watching this video and I hope to see you in my next one.